We'll be focusing a lot on opening up the side body as well as heart center. So if you have available to you a blanket and a block, you might find that helpful. If you have a block, you can set it to the top right-hand corner of your mat. And your blanket, if you're not seated on it, you can place it to the right-hand side of your mat so that you can access it easily later. All right. So we will begin in a comfortable seat. If you find that your hips are spilling backwards and you've lost the natural curve in your low back, then please do sit at the very edge of your sit bones on your blanket so that you can find neutral hips. This will allow for a neutral spine as well. And then rest the hands wherever they fall naturally. And please either soften or close the eyes. And notice where your elbows are in relation to your shoulders. And slide the hands close enough to your hips to find your elbows just hanging off of the shoulders, or below the shoulders. And take your first few moments here to formally invite yourself into this space. Into the body, just as it is in this moment. Lovingly acknowledging any areas that feel a little more elusive, as you do all of those areas that feel particularly bright and open. And then please take your awareness to the sit bones and the bones of the legs, and allow them to settle down towards the earth beneath you. Draw the belly in and up to find the heart lifting. Slide the shoulders back and down as the neck lengthens. And join a subtle lift skyward through the crown of the head. Without seeking to alter it quite yet, now take your attention to your breath. Notice how inhalations compare to exhalations. And notice where in the body you experience each. How does the body respond to your inhales, to your exhales? Seeking to lengthen and fill out the breath by drawing your next inhale all the way down into the low belly. Breath then rises up towards the lowest ribs as they expand. Breath ultimately fills the upper back and the corners of the chest as the collarbones lift. And on exhale, reversing that, finding a softening of the collarbones, the ribcage, the belly drawing back in towards the spine. And continuing with this three-part breath, your Dirga breath. Traditional breath used in a vinyasa practice, the ujjayi breath. So now transitioning towards that by creating a subtle toning at the back of the throat. This is the same action as if you were fogging a mirror. You're just doing so with the mouth closed. It brings an audible, wave-like sound to the practice that not only creates a little heat for the practice, but also creates a focus for the mind. We'll use this ujjayi breath to guide us throughout our practice from pose to pose, to sustain and enliven our poses when we're holding them. One more full breath cycle here, please. And with the end of the next exhale, release any control of the breath as you nestle the hands into one another at heart center and quietly bow the head. Taking a moment here to welcome any intentions that might serve you for your practice. It may be as simple as staying focused on the breath. And just resolving to be open to whatever the practice has to offer you. And lifting the head to neutral. Sealing those intentions and joining our energies with a sound of Om. Nice full inhale to prepare. Please softly open the eye. Interlace the fingers. Turning the palms inside out. Press the heels of the hands forward, tuck your tailbone into your chin, draw your belly to your spine and curl in. Be here and come back to your breath. For now, send the breath to the space between the shoulder blades, the back of the heart. Find the shoulder blades sliding away from one another with each inhalation. And find ease in that area of the body with each exhalation. And the next time you inhale, roll onto the center of the sit bones. Stretch the side body and the arms skyward. And on exhale, once more, press palms forward, tuck tailbone and chin as you actively draw belly to spine and curl. We'll continue now following the pace of the breath. Each inhale, sit bones ground down as you extend skyward. Each exhale, emptying the breath out deliberately as you curl in. Once more, returning to that ujjayi breath if you've not done so already. And the next time you inhale the arms skyward, please remain there. A little more intentionally, settle the thigh bones down to the floor. Draw your belly and your low ribs in towards the spine. Then the inner biceps roll towards the wall behind you, sliding the arms back towards that wall as well. A little more deliberately hug your elbows towards one another and glide your shoulder blades down away from your neck and ears. One more nice big inhale here. And on exhalation, watch the right palm fall to the floor. When it touches down, curl your torso to the right. With your gaze downward for now, press the heel of the right hand into the earth, push the floor away from you to take your left sit bone nearer to the surface beneath it. Draw belly in towards the spine. Lift your torso up and over any amount more, as if you're curling over a big beach ball. And with your chin tucked, trace the collarbones as you inhale the gaze skyward, peeling left corner of the chest open. That left inner bicep rolling towards the wall behind you, left shoulder blade gliding down away from your neck and ear. And wait for your next inhale to return to center, both arms skyward. And on exhale, please twist to your left. Left fingertips to the floor behind you, right hand either to the floor in front of you or on that left leg. And close or soften the eyes and follow your breath into your twist. Each inhalation creates more lift in the heart, more length in the spine. While the emptying out of the breath on every exhalation draws you deeper into your twist. Follow your next inhalation all the way out of the twist. Sweep the arms around and up. Exhale, turns left palm away. Again, watch the hand fall to the earth as it touches down. Curl your torso to the left. Keeping the gaze downward for now, with the heel of that left hand, actively push the floor away from you. Take your right sit bone nearer to the surface beneath it. Draw your belly nearer to your spine. Again, lift the torso up and over. Tracing your collarbone with your chin. On your next inhale, spin the gaze skyward, opening right corner of the chest. Rolling your right inner bicep towards the wall behind you. You slide the shoulder down away from you. Next inhale carries you back to center. Exhale, please twist to your right. Right fingertips to the floor behind you. Left hand, again, either to the floor in front of you or resting on that right leg. Soften or close the eyes. Follow your breath into your bones. Each inhalation finds a lift at the heart, lengthen the spine. Each exhalation deepens your twist. Inhale out of the twist. Once more, sweep the arms around and up. And on exhale, now turn both palms away. Stretch the arms out to either side. Then soften your elbows as you interlace your hands behind you. Keep the elbows bent for now. Squeeze them towards one another as you firm your shoulder blades onto your upper back. Then extend the arms towards straight. Take a nice big inhale, lift the heart, widen your collarbone. On your hips if that serves you better. And on exhale, tuck the chin. Take your breath into the tops of the shoulders, the sides, and back of the neck. Combing through any areas of tightness or gripping. And with your next inhale, return the head to neutral. Sweep the arms around and up. And on exhale, slide hands to heart center. And then release them to the earth. Shifting your weight forward, untangle your legs, and we'll find child's pose at the back of the mat. In a few moments, we'll be coming up to table on our knees, so if you'd like to keep your blanket on your mat beneath your knees, please do feel free to do so. Taking big toes to touch, knees comfortably wide, torso nestles on or between the thighs, arms spill forward, allow your elbows to relax towards the mat for now. Forehead settle down and enjoy your breath. And with your wrists as wide as your shoulders, walk your fingers near enough to the top of the mat to find your elbows and forearms lifting. Hug your forearms together, roll your biceps towards the ceiling. And with your next inhalation, float up to table. Stacking shoulders above wrists, set your knees please beneath your hips and tuck your toes. On exhale, push the floor away. Once more, tuck tailbone and chin as you actively draw belly to spine and curl in. Inhale creates the opposite shape. Spill belly to floor, lift heart and gaze. Exhale, push the earth away, empty the breath out as you curl in. Well, once more, continue as guided by the pace of your breath. Do again, feel free to soften or close the eyes. One more full breath cycle, please. The next time you inhale, find a neutral spine, the balance of each of those actions. And on your exhale, once more, flatten the feet and return to your child's pose. This time, keeping the arms active and the elbows lifted. Next inhale carries you back up to your table, tucking your toes. On exhale, slide your tailbone to the wall behind you just enough to find your belly drawing into your spine and stabilizing your low back. Keep that. Inhale and extend your right leg straight back. Foot flexed. Lifting the right inner thigh so knee and toes are pointed straight down towards the floor. Keep drawing the belly in from your tailbone. Stretch stretch through that lifted heel. Then shift a little more weight towards your right hand and offer your left arm forward, thumb facing the ceiling, bicep facing the ceiling, shoulder sliding back towards that left hip. The belly drawing in. So extend even longer still with an inhale. And on exhale now, curl in, draw elbow to touch knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl in. 2 more rounds. Follow your own pace. Extending long with your inhale. Emptying out the breath completely with the exhale. One final round. Returning to that inhale shape, leg back, arm forward. On exhale, settle your left hand down to the floor. Offset your left toes back behind you a bit. And begin to gradually stack your hips, stack your shoulders, and stretch your right arm sky. Belly still drawing in. Again, tailbone lengthening towards that lifted heel. Lift that leg high enough to match the height of your hip. Firm your shoulder blades onto your upper back as you widen the collarbones. Find more width and expansion through the arms. One more nice big inhale here. On exhale, look to the floor. Lower your right knee down and thread your right arm underneath your left. Back of the hand glides away from you. Back of the shoulder, side of the head, find the mat. And come on to left fingertips. You firm your left shoulder blade into your upper back and open the corner of the chest. You can keep your left hand right there. You can walk the hand nearer to the center of the room or set the hand on your hip. And press the back of that right arm down into the mat to find a little more space at the right corner of the chest. And enjoy your breath. Left outer hip will tend to tuck in towards your heart, so wrap the outside of that left hip back a little bit more. And breathe into the left side of the torso. Releasing that left hand back down to the floor if it's not there already. Ground it down as you unthread the right arm. Inhale to sweep that arm out and up. Exhale, float your right hand down, flatten your feet, and settle back towards your child's pose. Long, active arms. With widespread fingers, push the floor away from you to take your sit bones nearer to your heels. And inhale once more, float up to table. Knees beneath hips, tuck the toes. Exhale, stretch tailbone to wall behind you as you pin belly to spine, maintain that. Inhale and extend your left leg straight back. Foot flexed, lifting the left inner thigh so that your knee and toes are pointed straight down to the floor. Drawing the belly in, stretch your tailbone for the lifted heel. You'll find more space across the collarbone. Then shift a little weight into your left hand, into each of those fingers, and offer your right arm forward. Thumb facing the ceiling, bicep facing the ceiling. Right shoulder blade sliding towards that hip. Belly drawing in. Inhale to extend long through arm and leg. Exhale, curl in nice and slow, touch elbow to knee. Inhale to extend. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, arm forward, leg actively back. 2 more. Exhale, curl in. Inhale. Exhale. Final breath cycle. Follow your own pace. Ending in that inhale shape, arm forward, leg back. Exhale, lower your right hand down to the floor. Offset those right toes back behind you a bit and slowly begin to roll open. Stack the hips, the shoulders, stretch the left arm skyward. Draw the belly in. Again, reach your tailbone for that lifted heel. Tuck the bottom tip of your shoulder blades into your upper back. Find more width across the collarbones. More expansion and energy through the arms. One more nice big inhale here. Exhale, gaze to the earth. Lower left knee down and thread your left arm under your right. Back of the hand glides away from you. Back of the shoulders, side of the head, find the mat. Hop up onto right fingertips. So you firm your right shoulder blade into your upper back and open the corner of the chest. You keep that right hand where it is. You can take it nearer to the center of the room, maybe to your hip. Do press, please, the back of your left arm down into the floor to find a little more space at the left corner of the chest as well. And again, notice that right hip tends to curl forward towards your heart. Instead, tuck the outside of your right hip back towards the wall behind you. And breathe, right side of the torso more spacious. Please return the right hand down to the earth if it's not there already. Push the floor away as you inhale, unwind. Sweep left arm out and up. Exhale, float hand to the floor, flatten the feet one last time to your child's pose. Walk your hands as near to the top of the mat as you can. Again, actively hug forearms together, roll biceps skyward. With your next inhalation, once more come up to table, but this time continue the momentum forward. Spill your hips to your wrists as you pull your heart through your arms. And on exhale, bend the elbows straight back and lower all the way down. On inhale, curl your heart forward and up, a nice gentle cobra. Exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale, heart stretches forward and then up. Exhale, lower down. One last time. Inhale with your shoulder blades, steer the heart forward and up, and be here. On exhale, look at your belly as you pull it towards your spine and away from the floor. Then keeping that inhale, the heart and gaze forward. Shoulder blades sliding down away from the neck and ears. Smiling's helpful. Everybody loves to hold cobra. One more nice big inhalation here. As you exhale, tuck the toes, push the earth away as you send the hips up and back, greeting your first downward facing dog. Slide that blanket off to the side if you've been using one. Do move and wiggle around in every way that calls to you. Pedal out with the feet. Come up high onto the toes, shifting heels, hips, side to side. Enjoy any movement in head or neck. And please do even out any asymmetrical movement. With your heels in line with your hips, eventually send them down towards the floor. And check out the wrists, keeping them in line with your shoulders. Wrist creases parallel to the top edge of your mat. Please spread your fingers wide. Arms hug in, biceps roll towards the wall in front of you. With those wide spread fingers, push the floor away. Find more length in your spine, more lift in your hips. And drive your thigh bones back towards the wall behind you. And as we did in table, draw your belly to your spine, and from your tailbone, stretch back through your heels. Stretch down the bones of the legs. Take half the weight of the pose out of the arms and into the legs. One more. Big breath cycle here. Nice full inhale. Long, smooth exhale. And gazing between the hands, walk the feet to the top of the mat. On inhalation, please come halfway up, stretching heart forward, thigh bones back and apart. Exhale, empty out and fold. Again, inhale halfway up, find lift and length. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stretching the heart forward, reach the arms out. Push down through the feet to rise all the way up. Stretch skyward. Exhale, slide hands to heart as you lift through the crown of the head. Inhale. Sweep the arms around and up. On exhale, lift the kneecaps, draw belly in, part the arms, and slowly fold. Inhale, halfway up. On exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank. Lower all the way through chaturanga into the floor. Flatten feet. Inhale, curl forward, gentle cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, hips up and back, downward facing. Be here and breathe. Continue to push the floor away with wide spread fingers. Drive the thigh bones back and apart. Final piece, belly in from your tailbone, stretch down through the legs. At the end of your next exhalation, please gaze between the hands. Walk, if you're ready, float the feet to the top of the mat. Inhalation carries you halfway up, spine lengthening parallel to the floor. Exhale, empty out. Press the feet down. Inhale, rise. Big, wide sweep of the arms. Exhale, slide hands to heart as you lift through the crown of the head. Again, inhale. Sweep the arms around and back. Exhale, strong quads, strong core, part the arms and inhale, halfway up, find length. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank. This time, either lower halfway down to chaturanga, or again, continue through it into the floor. Inhale finds upward dog or cobra. Exhale, strong belly, draws hips up and back, downward dog. Inhale to sweep your right leg back and up behind you. On exhale, nice and slow, draw knee to chest in plank. Set foot between your hands. Inhale to open the hips, anchor the back heel. Sweep the arms around, windswept warrior, curl back. Exhale. Hands to frame your right foot, floating back heel, step back, hug in. Again, either halfway down to chaturanga or through it into the floor. Inhale, curl forward, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing knee. Inhale, sweeps left leg back and up, stretch out through your heel. Exhale, knee to chest in plank, foot between the hands. Inhale, open the hips, anchor the back heel, sweep the arms around. Curl back, nice deep bend in that left knee as you curl back. Exhale, touch the earth. Floating back heel, step back, and through your vinyasa. Enjoy your breath in your downward dog. So as you make your way through your practice, honoring your body, honoring your breath, and modifying these vinyasas in whatever way serves you. You can leave them out entirely and just step back to your downward dog. You can continue to lower through chaturanga to the floor and find cobra, or the traditional vinyasa to chaturanga and then upward dog. At the end of your exhale, once more, send the gaze forward. Quietly return to the top of the mat. On inhale, rise halfway up. Exhale, empty out and press the feet down, inhale, sweep the arms around and up. Exhale, slide hands to heart and lift through the crown of the head. Again, inhale. exhale, plant the hands, step or float back through a vinyasa of your choice or to downward dog. You're floating back, you're landing in that chaturanga with bent elbow. From your downward dog, inhale, sweep your right leg back and up behind you. This time, please hold it there. And just like in that table pose, lift the right inner thigh so that your knee and toes are pointed straight down to the floor. Keep forearms actively hugging in, biceps rolling towards the wall in front of you. With those widespread fingers, push the floor away. Longer arms, longer spine, more extension through the lifted leg. Keep your nice neutral hips. And with your next inhalation, lift the entire leg higher. Exhale, nice and slow. Draw knee to chest and plank. Set foot silently between the hips. Inhale to open the hips, anchor the back heel. Sweep the arms around and curl back, windswept warrior. This time, be here. So actively hug your legs in towards one another. Your belly into your spine. And from your hips, settle down through the bones of the legs and towards the earth. And with your shoulder blades firming into your upper back, lift your heart up and back. Again, think about that beach ball. Left side of the torso curling up and over. Lift away from your low back. But keep that right thigh bone settling down towards you. Shoulders sliding away from the neck and ears. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale, press that right leg most of the way straight. Actively draw kneecap to hip. Exhale, belly to spine. Extend forward first, find length. Then settle hand to shin, block or floor outside of the leg. Hips and torso open up, left arm extends sky. Chin either in line with your heart or towards that top hand. Strong legs hugging in, belly to spine. Your right sit bone tucks underneath you. And send your right hip crease towards your back foot. And your right armpit nearer to the center of the room. So both sides of the torso are evenly spacious. Nice big inhalation here. On exhale, send gaze to the earth and bend your front knee. Inhale, square forward as you float your back heel. Hop that foot off to the left. Sweep the arms forward and up. High lunge. So here your legs as wide as your hips, tracking in line with your hips. Visualize open scissors drawing close. And as you squeeze the legs towards one another, the right hip crease deepens back, and the left hip squares forward. The back heel lifted. Draw the belly in. From your hips, settle down. From your heart, lift up. Biceps back. Relax your shoulders. One more inhale here. And on exhale, please twist to your right, parting the arms, palms up, and be here. Keep that back thigh lifting, belly drawing in. So the tendency here is for the torso to lean forward towards that front hand. So lean a little more towards the back of the hand, seeking to keep your shoulders stacked neatly above your hips. And tuck the bottom tip of your shoulder blades into your upper back. On an inhale, lift your heart away from your hips. Keep the twist, and as you exhale, deepen, using the strength of your core. Next, inhale, curl back. Right hand falls to your back leg, left arm stretches up. Exhale. Settle hands to the earth. Step back to plank. Follow your breath through a vinyasa, or return to downward facing dog. Downward dog, next inhalation. It's hot. Scooch your left leg back and Again, please flex your foot and firm your inner thighs skyward so that your knee and toes are pointed straight down. Yeah, nice and beautiful. Strong forearms, open biceps. Push the floor away with every finger. Longer spine. More extension through the bones of the lifted leg. Stretch out through the heel. Beautiful. Nice head. Keeping your neutral hips. With your next inhale, please lift the entire leg higher. On exhale, nice and slow, draw knee to chest in plank. Silently set foot between the hips. Inhale, open the hips, anchor the back heel, sweep the arms around, curl. Everyone's taking everything off. With swift warrior. Get strong legs. Hug muscles into bones, hug belly into spine. From your hips, settle down. Really sink that left thigh bone almost towards parallel with the floor if you can manage. Keeping knees stacked directly over your ankle. And firm your shoulder blades onto your upper back and lift your heart away from your hips. Come up and over. Visualize that beach ball once more. Shoulders relax. Deeper with that next exhale. Inhale, slowly press your left leg most of the way straight. Draw kneecap to hip. Exhale, belly to spine. Really lengthen out as you extend forward. Then float the hand to shin, block or floor outside the leg. Hips and torso open up, right arm extends. Beautiful. Strong legs, strong core. Left sit bone tucks underneath you. Then deepen your left hip crease towards your back foot and extend your left armpit nearer to the wall in front of you. Even out the length on both sides of the torso. Stretch from the heart out, the big, big arms. One more nice big inhale here. Stretch out bigger and brighter. Exhale, softens gaze to the floor, bending left knee. Inhale, square forward. As you float your back heel, hop right foot off to the right and sweep the arms up, high lunge. And legs now tracking in line with your hips. An active scissoring of the legs towards one another not only provides stability, but also squares your hips forward. Belly in, tailbone down, from your hips, ground down. From your heart, lift up. Spin your biceps back, slide your shoulders down. Soften your face. One more inhale here. Exhale, twist to your left, parting your arms, palms up. Again, notice that tendency is for the torso to come towards those right fingers. So take your heart a little bit more towards that back hand, stacking shoulders neatly above your hips. Then tuck the bottom tip of your shoulder blades into your upper back. With an inhale, lift the heart, lengthen the spine. Keep your twist, deepen it with a strong core on your exhale. Challenge, holding the shape without holding your breath. Keep your twist. Next inhale, curl it back. Left hand falls to back leg. Right arm stretches up. Exhale. Hands to the earth. Step back to plank. Enjoy a vinyasa, or please come to downward facing dog. Relax your head and neck. Jaw. At the end of your exhale, please gaze forward. Quietly return to the top of the mat. Inhale carries you halfway up. Exhale, empty out and press the feet down. Inhale, rise. Extend skyward. Exhale, hands to heart, lifting through the crown of the head. One more. Inhale. Exhale, lift kneecaps, draw belly to spine, parting arms, fold. Inhale, halfway up, part forward, thighs back and apart. Exhale, ground hands, step or float back, vinyasa, beautiful. Or downward facing dog. From that downward dog, inhale, right leg back and up. Keep the leg lifted as you exhale, bend the knee and open the hip to the sky. So notice as you lift the right knee, that left armpit tends to collapse to the floor. So look under your left arm. As you do, roll that left inner armpit towards the center of the room. Then again, that left hip curls towards your shoulders. So tuck the outside of your left hip back towards the wall behind you, but continue to lift that right knee. With your next inhalation, level off the hips, extend your right leg straight back. Exhale, nice and slow, knee nearly touches the chest and plank before setting foot silently between the hands. Inhale, open hips, glue the back heel, windswept warrior, curl back. Keep a nice deep bend in that front knee. Exhale, Parsva Konasana. Either form to front thigh or hand to block or floor outside the foot. Sweep your left arm up, spin your palm towards the wall in front of you. And then extend the arm alongside your left ear. Bicep of that left arm spinning towards the wall behind you, shoulder sliding down towards your back foot. Keep the legs nice and strong. Belly in, your tailbone reaches for your back heel as you spiral the front of the torso skyward any amount. Stretch that top line even longer with your next inhale. Exhale, send gaze to the floor, left hand to your hip. Inhale, half moon. Right hand out in front of you, feel free to take your block. As you press your right leg straight, left leg actively kicks to the wall behind you. Hips and heart open. You can keep your left hand on your hip or extend the arms skyward. Down through the standing leg, draw your belly in, kick back through the lifted leg. Reaching the sole of that right foot so deliberately to the wall behind you that you're less dependent on those right fingers. Where you need to be. One more inhale here. Exhale, square hips to the floor. Now left hand to block or floor beneath the shoulder, right hand to your hip. Inhale, press the right hip back, stretch the heart forward. Exhale, lift the right shoulder skyward, twisting your heart to the right. You can keep your right hand on the hip or extend the arm up. Parvrita Ardha Chandrasana. Involved. Right outer hip wrapping back to the wall behind you. Left inner thigh lifting. Longer spine. Bigger heart. Keeping your twist. With your next exhalation, please bend your standing leg deeply. Keep the twist as you inhale, the left toes way far back. Lift the torso up. Palms up. On your exhale, take your back knee to hover just above the floor so that back heel lifted. Inhale, press your back leg straight. Exhale, lower to hover about an inch above the mat. Inhale, straight. Here we go. Ready? Exhale to hover and stay. Think open scissors, drawing close. Squeeze your legs together. Draw your belly in. Those palms up. Firm your shoulder blades into your upper back. Lift your heart. Longer spine. Deepen your twist. Can you do it? A little bit longer. One more inhale. Exhale, lower your back knee down to the floor. Keep your twist, front hand to your front leg. So we'll be reaching for our back foot. If you'd like some extra padding for your knee, you can set your blanket under your knee or just fold over your mat. when you're ready, scissor your legs towards one another, lift the back foot from the floor, and maybe catch it with your right hand. Nice. So if there's any trouble with balance, make sure your legs are tracking in line with your hips. You're dragging right heel towards your back knee. Breathe. So close. Okay. Did you run it up? No. One more full breath cycle here. Nice big inhale, taller spine. Deeper twist with your exhale. And nice and slow with control. Inhale to unwind. Back toes to the earth, arms forward and up. You did it. Exhale, hands to your heart. And then down to the earth at the inside of your front foot. Scoot your left knee back a couple inches. Heel toe your right foot one time to the right side of the mat. Then angle your right toes diagonally away from you. So please flex your foot and your toes so much that your toes are drawing to your shin. This will protect your knee as we now open the thigh knee away from us. On inhale, stretch the heart forward, widening the collarbones. You can stay here. Or with an exhale, bend the elbows any amount. So you can stay lifted. Maybe forearms come to the top of a block. Maybe forearms come all the way down to the floor. Wherever you are, bathe that right hip in your breath. Comb and wash through any areas of gripping. And instead, find ease. And with the lift of your next inhale, walk the hands in and lift the heart. Heel toe that right foot back into place, frame it with the hands. Then reach through your back heel to lift that knee, runner's lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, step it back. Enjoy a vinyasa or come directly to downward facing dog. Long, smooth breath. Translated into long, smooth movement. Notice the difference between right and left. And with an inhale, sweep your left leg back and up. Exhale, bend the knee and open the hip to the sky. And notice what happens in that right armpit here. Look under your right arm. As you do, spin your inner armpit towards the wall in front of you. Then tuck the outside of your right hip back towards the wall behind you, but keep that left knee lifted. Long, strong arms, good. Push the floor away. Open the hip any amount more. Next inhale, please level off the hips. Extend the legs straight back. Exhale. Knee nearly touches the chest in plank before setting the foot between the hands. Inhale, open the hips, anchor the back heel, curl back, windswept warrior. Keep front knee bent. Exhale, Parsvakonasana. Form to thigh, or hand to block or floor outside the foot. Sweep your right arm up, spin your palm towards the wall in front of you, then extend the arm alongside that right ear. Your bicep rolling back, shoulder blades sliding towards your back foot. Belly in, tailbone stretches to the back foot as well. As you spiral the front of the torso skyward any amount. Big full breaths. With your next inhalation, please stretch that top line even longer still. Exhale, gaze to the earth, right hand to hip. Inhale, half moon. Feel free to take your block as you slide your left hand forward. Pressing left leg straight, right leg actively kicks to the wall behind you. Hips and heart open, right hand can stay on your hip or stretch the arms skyward. Beautiful. Nice strong legs here. Stomp down through the left leg. So you actively stretch back through the bones of the right. Sole of the foot towards the wall behind you, less dependent on that left hand. Breathe. One more nice big inhale here, stretch bigger and brighter. Exhale, square hips to the floor. Now right hand to block the floor beneath the shoulder. Left hand to your hip. Inhale, left hip back, heart forward, nice long spine. Exhale, twist to your left, peeling that left shoulder towards the ceiling. Left hand can stay on your hip or extend the arms together. Left outer hip ratchet, wraps back. Right inner thigh lifts. Nice long spine. Big right heart. Keeping your twist with your next exhale, nice deep bend in your standing leg. And keep that twist. Inhale, set right toes way far back as you float the torso up. Palms face the ceiling. Next exhale, bend the right knee to hover an inch above the mat. Inhale, the legs straight. Exhale, knee to hover. Exhale, take that knee about an inch above the mat and be there. Find that scissoring action. Draw your belly in. Firm your shoulder blades into your upper back. Longer spine. Deeper twist. One more breath cycle. Smile, inhale. Exhale, settle it down. Take your front hand to your front leg. Again, if you like to pad your back knee, you can fold over your mat or place your blanket beneath your neck. Take your time. When you're ready, your legs are in line with your hips and hugging together. I know it's a lot. Lift your back foot from the floor and maybe catch it with your left hand. Breathe. It's welcome to just stay with the twist and leave that back foot down. Continue the scissoring action, the belly hugging in. And lifting your heart up away from your hips. Nice and slow with your next inhale. Release back toes to the floor, unwind, arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. And then to the floor, the inside of your front foot. Scoot your right knee back a couple inches. Heel toe your left foot one time to the left side of the mat. And angle the toes away, flexing foot and toes. Maintain that as you drop the thigh. Inhale, heart forward, collarbones widen. Stay lifted, or with exhale, bend the elbows any amount and descend. Big full pulse. Bathe that left hip in the breath. Washing through in the areas of holding. You can be finding a side, dropping away any amount. Inhale, walk the hands in as you lift the heart. Heel toe left foot back into place. You frame it with the hands. And stretch through your right heel to lift that runner's lunge. Nice big inhale here. On exhale, step back to plank. Do lower all the way through chaturanga and to the floor. Yay. Flatten the feet. Hold your hands. Take the elbows wide. Tuck the chin. And rest third eye. Have to get back up. Touch your big toes and let your heels drop a little wider. And just melt your outer hips down to the floor. Enjoy your breath. gaze forward a couple inches in front of the hands. And extend the arms forward in line with the shoulders, your thumbs face the ceiling. Stretch your legs straight back towards the wall behind you in line with your hips, your toes pointed straight back. On an inhalation, lift the heart, the arms, and the legs. Breathe. Inhale, stretch longer. Stay lifted as you exhale, arms out, legs out. Spin your palms forward so the bottom tip of the shoulder blades firm into the upper back. Find more expansion across the collarbones, out the fingers. Then draw your legs together and reach your arms straight back, thumbs face the floor. You can stay here, or maybe play around with bending your knees. Take a hold of your ankles and flex your feet. If you have your ankles, pretend you're trying to straighten the legs. The resistance you find in your hands will find the heart lifting more. Breathe. Try to soften any amount. Here's the best part, ready? Stay lifted. Legs back, arms back. Arms wide, legs wide, breathe. Stay lifted, almost there. Arms forward, legs back. Inhale higher. Exhale, lower down. Fold your hands, elbows wide, rest third eye on the back of the hands. Then take your big toes to touch, drop your heels wide, and melt your outer hips down to the floor. Gaze forward just a few inches. Extend your right arm towards the center of the room. Tend your left fingers alongside you. Mindful of any props, begin to roll on your right side. And eventually all the way onto your back. Then your knees set feet to the floor as you wiggle your way back onto your mat. And keeping soles of the feet on the floor, your feet parallel and hip-width apart, slide your ankles underneath your knees so your shins are perpendicular to the floor. Arms alongside you, and tuck your shoulder blades in underneath you. Take a nice big inhale here. And on exhale, slide your tailbone towards your heels as your belly draws to your spine. Keep that. Inhale, push through the feet to lift the hips up. So you can keep your arms on the floor at your sides. You can keep your arms down and just bend at your elbows so that your fingers are pointed up. And maybe tuck your shoulder blades and upper arms underneath you a bit more. Or interlace your hands beneath your seat. Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. Continue pressing through the inner edges of the feet. Continue to slide your tailbone towards your knees. Lift your hips a little more. And find your heart brightening towards your chin. Maybe after a few more breaths, finding enough space to wiggle the upper arms and elbows even closer to one another. Nicely done. Again, find a little softening. Please enjoy one more inhalation here. And with your exhale, release the hands, widen the shoulders, slowly, slowly roll the spine down. Then extend your left leg out along the mat and draw your right knee in towards your chest. Then interlacing your hands behind that right thigh, stretch the legs skyward. So rather than seeking to pull the leg towards you, for now, push your right thigh bone away from you. Met with resistance by the hands, keep your shoulders settling down. And as that thigh bone presses away, find your belly drawing into your spine and your low back pressing down towards the floor. Notice what's happening with that left leg. As it extends along the floor, the knee and toes tend to drop out. Instead, please roll your left inner thigh down to the floor so your knee and toes are pointed skyward. Now keep your right hip crease and your right thigh bone moving away from the torso. Maybe walk your hands up the back of the leg any amount more. And as you draw your shin towards you, continue to encourage the right thigh away. Shoulders relaxed. And more important to keep the heart open than it is to have that leg closer to you. Now please, left hand anywhere along the outside of the leg or foot. Right arm falls open, palm up. Lift your hips, scoot them about 4 or 5 inches to the right. Then draw the leg across the body and down to your left. Your head can stay neutral or turn your gaze towards your right hand. Right thigh bone, still pressing away. Right hip stacked over left, both sides of the waist evenly spacious. Reflected in both sides of the spine, being even. For a deeper, more beneficial twist. And with your next inhale, sweep that right leg out along the floor. Roll onto your back, stretch the arms overhead. Lengthen from fingers to toes. Then wait for your next exhale to now draw left knee into the chest. But first, just hug it in. Then please interlace your hands behind your thigh. And with an inhale, stretch your left heel skyward. Again, for now, rather than pulling the leg in towards you, instead, please actively press your left thigh bone away, resisting with the hands while still keeping the shoulders relaxing down. Notice what's happening with that right leg. Again, the knee and toes will tend to drop open. Roll that right inner thigh down to the floor so your knee and toes are pointed up. Then continue pressing left hip crease and thigh bone away from you as you walk the back of the hands up the leg. Walk the back of the hands. Walk the hands up the back of the leg. Any amount. Left shin draws towards you. Left thigh moves away. Breathe. Then right hand, please, anywhere along the outside of the leg or foot. Left arm falls open, palm up. Lift your hips, slide them over to the left about 4 or 5 inches. Then draw the leg across the body and down to your right. Head can stay where it is or turn the gaze past the left finger. Still encouraging that left thigh bone away. Left hip stacked above right. Sides of the waist evenly spacious. Breath long and smooth. Then inhale, please sweep your left leg back along the floor, roll onto the back, extend the arms overhead and lengthen. One more inhale to stretch even longer still. Wiggle fingers and toes, whatever feels good. And with an exhale, relax. Enjoying any final shapes or gestures now before finding the shape of your Shavasana. Eventually, the heel's about as wide as the mat. Take your time, the body will tend to cool off quickly. If you'd like to put any layers on to cover up with your blanket, please do. Taking just as much care in setting up this final as you do every other in the practice. Shavasana, where the benefits of the practice have a chance to integrate into the whole body. So limbs fall away from the midline. If there's any gripping or tension in the low back, just lift the hips for a moment, slide your tailbone towards your heels before setting the low back down to the earth once more. Shoulder blades snuggle beneath you, till the heart softens open. Whole body at ease. And as the breath becomes increasingly more subtle, so too does any awareness of the body. Enjoying a few peaceful, nourishing moments here. breathe the body away. And in the meantime, please bend the knees. Ease your way onto your right side and just be there. Head and neck relaxed, eyes closed or soft. Please press your left hand into the earth as you now rise away from it and return to a comfortable seat. Hands once more rest where they fall naturally. Elbows hang beneath the shoulders. The sit bones and the bones of the legs settle down. Belly draws in and up as heart lifts. Shoulders roll back and down, neck lengthens. Subtle lift through the crown of the head. A little more fullness back to the breath. Notice any difference in the breath now as compared to the beginning of your practice. Nestling hands into one another at heart center. Please once more quietly bow the head. Gratitude for whatever it was that ultimately inspired your practice today. And lifting the head to neutral. Resolving our practice and honoring one another with the sound of Om. Nice. We'll inhale to prepare.